And what we're going to do, all meet me on the mat, and we're going to be sat down with our bums on the cushion and find a comfortable cross-legged position. So this can be your normal cross legs, you can take the legs out slightly. And we're just going to start getting in tune with the breath, okay? So we're going to take 3 deep yogi breaths on your next inhale. Take a deep breath in and hold at the top, and a slow exhale, let it all go. 2 more like this. Inhale deeply, hold at the top, and take a slow exhale, let it all out. 1 more, so we want to get nice and settled. Inhale, all the breath into the lungs. We're going to hold and take a slow exhale. Nice. On your next inhale, we're going to swing our hands up towards the ceiling. I've got a jumper on. I'm going to keep it on because I'm going to get quite cold, I think. You're going to grab hold of your left wrist with your right hand. Once you grab hold of it, on your next exhale, you're going to slowly shift yourself towards your right side. So pulling that wrist with you, and you should feel a nice stretch on the side of the body here. So holding here for 1 inhale and a slow exhale. Nice. On your next inhale, come back to center, let go of the left wrist. This time you take your left hand to grab the right wrist. And as you next exhale, you're going to slowly shift your weight towards the left, and then you'll feel a nice stretch on the right side of the body. So we're just taking this practice really nice and slow today. Hopefully you won't get tired, you'll be nice and relaxed after this, and hopefully you'll enjoy the rest of your Sunday. On your next inhale, you're going to take your hands back up and then release them down. Take a slow exhale. Release the cushion from underneath your bum, and then you're slowly going to roll yourself over to this ever famous tabletop position, which I always start my practices in. So here, make sure that you've got a nice flat back, and we're going to go through those cat-cows that I might have done last week. So checking the alignment, make sure your hands are directly underneath the shoulders and the knees are directly underneath the hips. Once you're settled, make sure the feet are nice and relaxed. On your next inhale, you're going to drop the belly, drop the spine, and look up, arching the back. On your next exhale, round the spine, push the floor away, and let the head hang heavy. Maybe shake yes and no here. Inhale, arching the back. We go 3 like this, so 3 cat-cows. Looking up, mobilizing the whole spine. This is actually lengthening the spine. Exhale, rounding the shoulders, push the floor away. So the armpits we're trying to get the armpits as far away from the floor as possible. So you're really pushing, protracting the shoulders, then the head hangs heavy. 1 more. Inhale, arch the back. Nice. Exhale, rounding the spine, push the floor away. Nice. On your next inhale, we're going to find that neutral tabletop. Shimmy your left hand so it's directly underneath your nose. Then on your next inhale, we're going to swing the right hand up to the ceiling. Follow the hand with your gaze. So you're looking up at the ceiling, and then you're going to take that hand behind your back. So almost binding. See if you can kind of scoop under the belly here. So this is really going to help open the shoulders. Holding for an inhale. And then on your exhale, swing your arm back down. Nice. Then we take our right hand underneath the nose this time, and when we're ready, when we're settled, inhale, the left hand goes up to the ceiling. Follow the gaze with the hand, and then take that left hand behind your back, really opening the shoulders here. Hold for an inhale, and take a slow exhale. Nice. On your inhale, take that left hand back up to the ceiling, and then bring it back down to that tabletop position. Right. Here we're going to come down to our forearms, and then you're going to stretch out your legs, and we're slowly going to arch the back. So we're coming into Sphinx pose. So you should look like a Sphinx. Your forearms are flat, palms flat onto the ground. And you're going to slowly start to squeeze the shoulder blades together. This is going to help open up the chest, the front of the chest, and you should feel a nice deep breath at this point. So we're going to stay here for another 3 breaths. We're holding some of these poses for quite a while, so find a comfortable position. Take a slow inhale and a slow exhale. Nice. 1 more like this. Inhale. Hold, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and take a slow exhale. Nice. On your next inhale, slowly come up onto the palms. And then you're going to push the bum back to the feet, to the heels here, and find child's pose position. So this is our resting pose. We might come back to it in the practice. So in child's pose, the palms are flat on the mat in front of you. Your head is nice and relaxed on the mat here, and you're just going to stay here as we arch the back slowly in the other direction. So hold for an inhale and take a slow exhale. Stay here for 2 more breaths. So most of the poses I'll hold for about 3, maybe 5 breaths later on in the practice. So really, when you find that pose, really start to get comfortable. Hold for an inhale and a slow exhale. Nice. 1 more. Inhale and take a slow exhale. Nice. On your next inhale, you're slowly going to lift your bum up to flex your feet, tuck the toes under. And when we're ready, keep the palms where they are. You're going to slowly start to lift the tailbone up into our downward facing dog. Now just quickly, a recap of downward facing dog. We're going to come up high onto the toes first. So really high on the toes, and when you next exhale, you're going to slowly pedal out the feet. So the left heel drops first, bend the right knee. Then press the right heel down, bend the left knee. So we're slowly pedaling out the feet. And this is going to help slowly introduce the hamstrings and the calves into our downward facing dog. So it's quite an intense pose, the downward facing dog. So we want to make sure that we're slowly easing our bodies into it, especially because it's the morning time and our bodies probably aren't as mobile as they usually are. So with downward facing dog, remember our feet are hips distance apart, and we're pressing into all 10 fingertips. So when you feel ready, you're going to slowly stabilize your downward facing dog. Remembering for most of us who are athletes, we're going to find this bend in the knees and then straighten the back. So the tailbone's lifted as high as you can, and you're going to start to gaze in the direction of the toes, or if you feel like it, towards the belly button here. So holding here for an inhale and a slow exhale. Nice. On your next inhale, this is going to feel weird. You're going to drop the knees down to the mat. Then as you exhale, you're going to drop the chest and the chin into this strange position. It's called the 8 limbs pose because your feet, knees, chest, chin and hands are touching the mat. That's 8 positions of your body onto the mat. It's called the Ashtanga Namaskar. It's a prayer pose. So you should be looking forward almost as if you're saluting to, high power. Hold here. It's great to mobilize the spine. And as you next inhale, you're going to scoop yourself forward to lift the chest off of the mat. Find cobra. So we're not going into upward facing dog today. Keeping the knees and the hips on the floor, slowly mobilizing the back. So it should feel nice. We'll find that weird flow throughout the practice. So staying in cobra. Remember with cobra, you're looking forwards. Hold for an inhale. And take a slow exhale. Push yourself through tabletop and back into downward facing dog. Nice. So, knees are bent. We're going to gaze towards the belly button for 1 inhale and a slow exhale. Nice. On your next inhale, come up high onto the toes. And then on an exhale, 10 really small steps towards the top of the mat. Now, once you're there, bend the knees, grab hold of opposite elbows, or there's an option today to interlace your fingers behind the back and squeeze the shoulder blades together in this shoulder opening ragdoll position. So the knees are bent and your head is going to feel nice and heavy, so much so that you can start to shake yes and shake no. So I always put that cue in my classes because you should only be able to shake yes and no if the neck is nice and relaxed. So nice relaxed head. And we're going to stay in this ragdoll for, again, magic number of 3 breaths. So hold for an inhale. Take a slow exhale. If you're interlacing your fingers behind the back, or if you're holding on top of the elbow, that's fine. If you're interlacing your fingers behind the back, try to pull the hands down, so almost as if someone's trying to pull it down over your head. 1 more inhale. Slow exhale. 1 more inhale. And take a slow exhale. Nice. If you're holding onto your elbows or interlace the fingers, slowly start to bring them down so their hands are now hanging heavy in front of us. And slowly on your next inhale, you're going to unroll yourself to a standing position. Only once you've come to standing are you going to then take your hands in front of you and up and over your head. So usually I just say have this tall position, but what I want you to do today is tuck the tailbone under, so make sure that core is nice and engaged. And we're slowly going to introduce a back bend in the top part of the spine, but keep your head face forward. So it's almost like your morning stretch when you first wake up and you're getting that nice, extension. So I'm just going to introduce a bend in the thoracic region of the spine. Keep the pelvis exactly where it is. Hold for an inhale. And as you exhale, come to forward fold once again. So remember with the forward fold, the knees, most of us athletes have tight hamstrings, the knees will be bent, make sure the belly comes to the thigh. And we're going to let our hands hang heavy here. Hold for an inhale. And take a slow exhale. Nice, one more, inhale. And take a slow exhale. Right, keeping the hands where they are, they should be framing the toes at the top of your mat. We're going to take a huge step back with the right foot only. Once you're there, drop the knee and relax the foot. Good. Keep the fingertips where they are. As you inhale, you're going to shift the pelvis forward to lift the chest up. This is called a horse riding pose. It's quite a weird one, but you should feel a gentle stretch in that right hip flexor. So keep the fingertips on the mat. We want that connection. And just gazing forwards. Take an inhale and a slow exhale. Nice. One more. Inhale. Slow exhale. Nice. On your next inhale, plant the palms down. And then exhale, take that left foot back to meet the right, straight into downward facing dog. Remember, feet are hips distance, bend the knees straight back. Take an inhale. And a slow exhale. Nice. On your next inhale, we're going to drop the knees. And as you exhale, the chest and the chin meets the mat. This 8-limbed prayer pose. Gazing forward. Take an inhale. And a slow exhale. On your next inhale, you're going to scoop your body forwards. Push the hips down, chest lifts. Find cobra. Remember to gaze forwards. The hips and the knees are staying on the mat. Then as you exhale, push back into tabletop and then into downward facing dog. Nice. On your next inhale, you're going to take your right foot forwards in between the palms. So you're going to drop the back knee, so this is the left knee now, and relax the left foot. We're going to find that gentle hip flexor stretch on this side. So keep the fingertips where they are, and as you inhale, really push the hips down and the chest lifts. Horse riding pose on the left side. So a gentle stretch for that hip flexor. Take an inhale and a slow exhale. Nice. One more. Inhale and slow exhale. Nice. On your next inhale, flex that back foot. Use it as a lever to push up. Bring that left foot forward to meet the right. Now we're in forward fold. Okay. So belly to the thigh. Hands hang heavy. Nice. As you next inhale, we're going to scoop the hands forwards in front of us as we come to standing, and we're going to find that extended pose again. So tailbone is tucked under. Find a small arch in the thoracic region, the top of the spine, stretching. Nice. Inhale. As you exhale, slowly dive forwards to your forward fold. Okay. So now we're going to try to open up the hamstring. So what I want you to do, take the pistol grip, so fore and middle finger. You're going to pistol grip the left big toe. So that left knee is going to be nice and bent, but that right leg is going to be as straight as we can make it. So we're almost, hope you can see me, we're in this kind of position here. So pistol grip the left big toe. When we're ready, inhale, scoop the right hand up to the ceiling, and you're going to feel a nerve, a neural floss on that right leg. So gazing up past your right hand, take an inhale. And a slow exhale, bring that right hand back down. We're going to switch sides. So bend the right knee, pistol grip the right big toe, let go of the left. And that left leg is as straight as you can make it. It might not be dead straight. Let me face this way so you can see. So nice and straight, right knee is nice and bent. When you next inhale, left hand scoops up to the ceiling. You'll feel that neural floss on the left side. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, bring that left hand back down and plant the palms down onto the mat. We're going to step the feet back into downward facing dog straight away. Hold for an inhale. And take a slow exhale. Nice. As you inhale, bring that right foot forwards in between the palms. If it doesn't make it, you can use your hands to shimmy forwards. That left knee is going to drop, the left foot is going to relax. Nice. As we inhale, we're going to scoop the hands up this time. Low crescent lunge. Bring the palms to meet. Then when you're ready, as you exhale, you're going to twist to hook the left elbow outside of the right knee. Okay? So you're going to use that as a lever to twist your spine almost to face either the right side of the room or past your right shoulder. So now we're finding a spinal twist. So nice and gentle here. We're going to hopefully release tension in the back. So hold for an inhale and take a slow exhale. Nice. As you next inhale, twist yourself back forwards and then frame the front foot. Push that right leg back into downward facing dog. Nice. Take an inhale. Remember to bend the knees straight back. Exhale. Head is heavy. As you next inhale, we're going to drop the knees. Nice. As you exhale, relax the feet, drop the chest and the chin. Find that 8-limbed prayer pose. Gazing forward. Take an inhale and a slow exhale. As you next inhale, scoop the body forwards, push the hips down, chest lifts. Cobra. Gazing forwards. Take an inhale. Then as you exhale, push back into tabletop and into downward facing dog. Nice. Bending the knees, hold for an inhale. And a slow exhale. As you next inhale, take the the left foot in between the palms. I always get confused between my right and left. Drop the right knee and relax the right foot. Nice, I'm going to face forwards again. As you inhale, you're going to take that right hand up, both hands up to the ceiling. Excuse me, it's the morning time. So finding this low crescent lunge, bring the palms together. As you exhale, twist to bring the right hand outside of the right elbow outside of the left knee. So hook, find that lever, and then start to twist to face the left side of the room or past the left shoulder. So nice spinal twist here. And also a different kind of stretch for that right hip flexor. Hold for an inhale. And take a slow exhale. Nice. As you inhale, scoop the hands up. And then finding this low lunge once again. Then as you exhale, just going to God, I slipped. Press the palms down, push yourself back into downward facing dog. My mat slipped. Okay, so downward facing dog, knees are bent, back is straight, hold for an inhale. As you exhale, we're going to drop the knees down, relax the feet, push the bum back into child's pose, and take a quick rest. So head is nice, and relax onto the mat. If you want to, and you want to give the shoulders a little bit of a break, you can take your hands beside your body, and finding this baby pose. So the cheek, or the right side of your face, or the left side of your face is going to be down to the mat. And we're going to hold this child's pose for about 5 breaths. So getting comfortable, I can't believe I slipped. And just take a slow exhale. So even though that was a gentle flow, I still felt like I built up heat in the body, which is always good in yoga because it means that your muscles are going to be working just that little bit more. So 3 more breaths. Take an inhale. And a slow exhale. We want to slow down our breaths. We're going to find frog pose after this, and it's quite an intense hip opener. So almost try to prepare yourself, prepare your mind for this next pose. 1 more breath. Take an inhale. And a slow exhale. Nice. In child's pose, we're going to come up onto our palms. So you're in child's pose, and what I want you to do is I want you to come to face kind of the side of your mat. So I want you to be almost horizontal on your mat, actually completely horizontal, because you're going to need the padding for your knees for this pose. So once you're here, we're going to walk the knees out as far as your flexibility allows. So hopefully you can see me. Good. Okay, so this is as far as my hips are going to allow me to walk out with my knees. Once I'm there, I'm going to take the feet out just outside of the knees. You can see why it's called frog pose. And then you're going to start to feel the stretch on the inside of both thighs. So this is where you're going to want your cushion. maybe 2 cushions. Right, now you're going to slowly come down onto the forearms. And you're going to feel that intense hip opener. So this pose is basically designed to actually relieve pressure off the lower back, the lumbar spine, because a lot of the time our hips are super tight. So hopefully you're settled into front because we are going to hold this one for maybe 10 breaths. So please find your comfortable position and we'll start now. Take a deep inhale and a slow exhale. So as I was saying, a lot of the time our hips are really tight, and what this does is it's going to tug our pelvis and probably tilt it in a way that it's not supposed to be tilted, and this can put pressure on the lumbar spine. So this pose is great for relieving lower back pain if you do have it, and also if you do have tight hips. So I'm really feeling the hips opening. And the thing about this pose is that because we're kind of face down, we're also using gravity to help us open these hips. So I think we've probably done about 5 breaths. We're going to hold for 5 more, so remember to keep that connection. Take an inhale and a slow exhale. Nice, 3 more like this. Inhale. You're almost there, nice and comfortable. Exhale. So I don't know if you can see, I've slowly started to open out, so I'm sinking deeper into the mat. 1 more, actually 2 more. Let's go 2 more breaths. Inhale and exhale. 1 more big breath. Inhale. Let all the air into the lungs. Slow exhale. Slowly we're going to come out of this pose. Really, really gently. Just don't bounce out of it. Come up onto your palms. Let go of the cushions. And then you're slowly going to bring your knees back in to meet. And then twist yourself onto the mat. So now we're going to be lying down. Great. So once you're here, I want you to cross the right leg over the left. And then start to pull both these into your chest. Holding here for an inhale. And a slow exhale. Nice. Taking the knees back to center. You're going to uncross them. Then cross the left over the right. We're slowly countering that frog pose. So because we've opened out the hips, we're trying to now close them. So it's always great to counter such intense poses. Hold for an inhale. And a slow exhale. Nice, 1 more. Inhale. And slowly release the knees. Okay, so you're going to bring both feet down onto the mat. So tickle your heels again. That's the alignment we want to find. Make sure you can brush, your fingertips are brushing your heels. Then we're going to take the right foot up to the ceiling, find length. Then we're slowly going to bring the right foot onto the left knee. So we're externally rotating this right thigh. So I want you to push the right knee away from you. Create space here. Great. Once you're here, we're going to thread the needle. So the right hand is going to go through this gap that we've created in our legs, and you're going to grab either the back of the left thigh, or if it feels good, the back of the left shin. So we're finding our reclined pigeon. So we're going to open up the glutes on the right side. So once you find that grip, interlace your fingers. I'm going to take the back of my left thigh because the shin is a bit too intense for me. And as we inhale, we're slowly going to just find that grip. And as we exhale, pull the left knee into your chest. And you should feel the side of that right glute stretching. So as we inhale, slowly release yourself out of this pose. And as you exhale, pull that left knee into the chest. Maybe try to pull it a bit further this time. We'll go 1 more like this. Inhale, release that left knee back. And as you exhale, 1 last pull into the chest. And we're going to hold it here for 3 breaths. Take an inhale. And a slow exhale. Maybe start to blink your eyes closed as we've come to lie down. Maybe slowly relaxing. Inhale. Slow exhale. Hopefully that right glute feels like it's starting to almost let go because it tends to fight this pose. 1 more. Inhale. And slow exhale. 1 last pull into the chest. As you inhale, release that left foot down, release the right foot down. Maybe give a quick shake here. Quite an intense pose, and we're going to find it through the other side. So, both feet flat on the mat. As you inhale, take that left foot up to the ceiling. Then as you exhale, that left foot is going to come onto the right knee. So externally rotating this left thigh, you're going to push the left knee away from you, find space in that hip socket. So threading the needle, take that left hand into the gap in between your legs and grab either the back of the right thigh or the shin. So again, I'm going to grab the back of the right thigh. Once you're there, interlace your fingers and we're going to prepare. So inhale. As you exhale, pull the knee into the chest. You'll feel this on the outside of the left boot. As you inhale, slowly release that stretch a little bit. And as you exhale, pull the knee into the chest. Good, we'll go one more. Inhale, slowly release that stretch a little bit. And as you exhale, one last pull into the chest. And we're going to stay here. So, because I've kind of loosened up through that dynamic pull, I'm going to now grab the outside of my right shin. So holding here for 3 breaths, take an inhale and a slow exhale. So for a lot of people, keep breathing. So for a lot of people, this left side feels harder than the right side, and that's completely normal. Most people will feel a difference between left and right, and it's really to do with kind of the way that our bodies are designed. The organs on the left side are different arrangement to the right side, and this is going to kind of affect the fascia around that side. So for a lot of people, this one, reclined pigeon, normal pigeon, is really hard on the left side compared to the right. One more breath, take an inhale, and slow exhale, release that right foot down to the mat, and release the left foot, give it a quick shake. Nice, good. We're going to find bridge pose next, but it's going to be supported. So make sure you can tickle your heels. You have to brush the fingertips on the heels. And when you're ready, as you inhale, you're going to push the belly button down to the spine, lift the pelvis up, and then you're going to take your hands, so the heels of your hands underneath the sacrum, the lumbar spine, the lower part of your back. And then you're just going to dump the weight into the hands. So the elbows should be stacked underneath the bum. And you should feel a nice, relaxing kind of feeling in the lower back. And it should feel good after frog pose, because we should hopefully find that our lumbar spines are a little bit more, a bit mobile, less restricted, less tugging in that area. So this is a gentle back bend. Usually I would tell people to get into wheel pose, which is a full back bend, but it's not necessary for us athletes to be able to get into that pose. So we're staying in bridge pose. And slowly maybe just swing your knees out. We're going to stay here for a little bit, getting comfortable. If you feel like you're getting cold, because we're now winding down the practice, you can start to bring your blanket and cover your body. We want to keep that warmth as we get into the last few poses. So staying here in bridge for 2 more breaths. Take an inhale. And a slow exhale. One more, inhale. And a slow exhale. Nice. As you next inhale, you're going to slowly release the hands from the bum and then come to bring the bum down to the mat. And we're slowly going to come up to a seated position. So I know that we were laying down and you're probably getting comfortable, but we want to do something else while we're seated. So we're now sitting down. I want you to bring the soles of your feet to touch. So I'm going to face kind of diagonally so you can see this. So we're going to get into butterfly position or bound angle. So the soles of your feet are going to touch. Now it doesn't matter how far away they are from your body. If you're flexible, super flexible, your feet can be really close to the sacrum. Or if you're super tight, you might find that your knees are all the way out here. It's completely fine. Do whatever your body feels like doing today. And this is where I want you to get your cushions. So once you've found the connection with the soles of your feet, we're going to place one cushion underneath the right knee. If you've got 2, hopefully you've got 2, sorry I did say you needed 1. And then the other cushion underneath your left knee. So this is just going to help, maybe you want to pull them in slightly. It's going to help kind of yourself to get into this pose, because it is quite intense. And it's mainly for the lower spine. So once you find this comfortable position, if you feel like your knees can come all the way down to the mat and you don't need that support, you can bring the cushions in the middle of your legs, and this is going to help to find a comfortable position to rest your chest on. So wherever you are, hopefully you're settling in. As you next inhale, you're going to scoop the hands up to the ceiling. We're going to find length through the spine, and as we exhale, we're going to come to forward fold. So you're going to feel this, and once you forward fold, the palms are going to come flat onto the floor. And you're hopefully going to feel this in the lower spine, kind of around the SI joint, so really low into that sacrum, the sacroiliac joint, and you're just going to relax here. And again, we're letting gravity help push our knees down, and this is another hip opener, but in a different way to frog pose. So holding here for 3, maybe actually we'll say for 5 breaths. Hold for an inhale, and slow exhale. Nice. And at this point, now that we've kind of stopped flowing a little bit and we're just finding, you know, these comfortable, relaxing stretches and poses, you might find that your body temperature is coming down, your heartbeat is coming down, and you might find that you might start relaxing and, you know, mind is slowing down. All of that, it's completely normal. Hopefully that is what you're feeling. It's our parasympathetic nervous system. So without even getting into Shavasana, we're already finding that recovery, rest and digest mode. So one more breath here. Take an inhale and a slow exhale. Nice. As you inhale, slowly come up. We're going to keep here in butterfly. So hopefully you're facing forwards on your mat. This time you're going to take the cushion to underneath where your chest would be, maybe 1, maybe 2 cushions. We're going to find an elevated recline pigeon. So keep the soles of the feet touching, and we're slowly going to come to lie down on the cushion so that it should be underneath the chest. Then you're going to grab hold of opposite elbows above your head and come to lie down here in reclined butterfly. Okay, so this is our Shavasana for today. So usually Shavasana, so stay there. Usually Shavasana, I'm getting you to lie dead straight, your arms are down by the side of your body, and you know your legs are spread out nice and wide. I'm making you come into a reclined butterfly today because it's a great hip, and we have opened up the hips a little bit throughout the practice. It's a great hip and chest opener because the cushions are underneath the chest. And this is a great way to start releasing, if you believe in it or if you don't. This is kind of the spiritual side of yoga. It's a great way to start releasing that love and joy and peace. And I always love coming out of this pose because I do feel settled, I do feel peaceful. And I just think it's just, even if you don't believe in that spiritual stuff, anatomically it feels great once you come out of it because you just feel so open and so relaxed. So we're going to stay here in Shavasana. So you've probably been here for about 30 seconds while I've been rambling on about spirituality. So I want you to stay here today for a minimum of 2 minutes. So usually I get you to stay here for about 1.5 minutes. So we're going to stay here for a little bit. And this will be the end of our practice today. And hopefully it's been nice and chilled. I think the Friday one was a little bit intense. I did have a few messages saying that, you know, some of the strengthening poses were quite challenging, and I just wanted this one to be a nice flow. So staying in reclined butterfly for a few more breaths. And again, I'm gonna stay on this live for about 5, maybe 10 minutes afterwards to answer some questions. I do see a little notification next to the question button. So if you do have questions about this flow, or maybe another flow, or maybe you have suggestions for next week's flow, do let me know. I love to hear feedback, and even if you didn't like this flow, please tell me why, because I appreciate any type of feedback. So you've probably been here for about 1.5 minutes now. I'm just guessing at this point. So stay, keep staying. And if you do want to come out of this reclined butterfly, what I want you to do is I want you to squeeze your elbows together, almost hugging yourself, so to kind of counter that chest opener. And then you're going to take your hands, if you're coming out of this reclined butterfly, take your hands underneath your knees and slowly pry them back together, okay? And then you can start to rock up to your seated position. And hopefully chest feels nice and open. I'm just going to bring this here for